loved him.
The musical goes to some lengths to establish that Angelica loved Hamilton in a romantic sense. However, beyond playful flirting in letters, there is little to no evidence that this is actually true.
1776.
Pardon me, are you Aaron Burr, sir?
This first meeting of Hamilton and Burr is completely fictionalized. It's also unlikely that Hamilton and Burr met in 1776 at all. While they may have passed by each other during their respective studies, it was likely not until the Revolutionary War was underway in earnest that they met.
I'm John Lawrence in the place to be!
This mass meeting of all four of these characters is wildly inaccurate. Hamilton befriended Mulligan first while applying for the College of New Jersey in 1773. He met John Lawrence in 1777 whilst serving on Washington's staff. The Marquis de Lafayette wasn't even in America in 1776. He left France in April 1777.
Manumission abolitionist.
What the heck even is this line? Manumission is the formal procedure by which a slave is freed, so a manumission abolitionist would be somebody who wants to abolish manumission? That seems kind of counterintuitive.
Your Excellency, you wanted to see me?
Hamilton, come in. Have you met Burr?
Yes, sir. We keep meeting.
This exchange between Burr and Hamilton may very well not have happened either. Several sources quote Hamilton as joining George Washington as an aide-de-camp in 1777. At that point, Burr had already served a 10-day stint as Washington's aide-de-camp in 1776.
Martha Washington named her feral tomcat after him.
That's true.
The feral tomcat anecdote is more than likely not true, and Miranda begrudgingly admitted so in a tweet from 2015.
I'm a girl in a world in which my only job is to marry rich. My father has no sons.
Yes, he did. Lynn actually admits this one too, so no, it would not have fallen onto her shoulders to marry rich either.
Alexander.
Aaron Burr, sir.
Aaron Burr was not Charles Lee's second. That was one Major Evan Edwards.
Burr, you're a better lawyer than me.
Okay.
I know I talk too much. I'm abrasive. You're incredible in court. You're succinct, persuasive. My client needs a strong defense. You're the solution.
Who's your client?
The new U.S. Constitution.
While Hamilton may well have held Burr's skill as a lawyer in high esteem as he does here, this exchange where Hamilton asks Burr in the middle of the night to help him pen the Federalist is entirely made up. There isn't even any evidence that Hamilton even asked Burr to help him author the papers at all. The people he did ask were James Madison, John Jay, William Dewar, and Gouverneur Morris, the latter of whom declined.
I have found a wealthy husband.
She found him in 1777, long before this.
I have a sister, but I want a little brother.
By age 9, Philip Hamilton already had a little brother. Two, in fact. One named after his father, and another named James.
In a letter I received from you 2 weeks ago, I noticed a comma in the middle of a phrase. It changed the meaning. Did you intend this? One stroke and you've consumed my waking days. It says, my dearest Angelica, with the comma after dearest.
This whole comma thing actually happened in reverse. Angelica misplaced a comma in a letter to Hamilton, which Hamilton teased her about in his subsequent missive.
I'm coming home this summer at my sister's invitation. I'll be there with your family if you make your way upstate. Alexander, come downstairs. Angelica's arriving today.
Angelica's visit to America in this song seems to be made up. A letter from Hamilton dated November 1791 suggests that she was in Europe at the time this song took place.
Adams fires Hamilton.
He couldn't have fired Hamilton because Hamilton had resigned already in 1795. The events portrayed in this song actually took place over the course of several meetings. It was one Frederick Muhlenberg along with James Monroe and one Abraham Venable who first confronted Hamilton about his supposed illegal speculation back in November of 1792. Not Madison, Jefferson or Burr. James Monroe then sent copies to Jefferson, and the House of Representatives clerk kept a copy as well. After that, it was a journalist named James Callender who reopened the accusations in 1797, for which Hamilton cast the blame on James Monroe. It was this that prompted him to publish the Reynolds pamphlet. This song's events are described as occurring prior to the election of 1800. This couldn't be so, as Philip died in 1801.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
This is very much not what happened. What actually happened was that Philip straight up didn't raise his pistol at all, much to George's confusion. After a whole minute of waiting, they both raised their pistols, aiming very much at each other, whereupon George fired. Philip did discharge his pistol, but possibly by accident, as his finger spasmed post-shot.
And you won in a landslide.
It wasn't even Hamilton who decided this election at all. His influence did play a part in it, but it actually fell on the shoulders of one James Bayard to decide the election. The song seems to imply that the election of 1800 is what spurred the Hamilton-Burr duel. It was actually a series of alleged statements that Hamilton had made at a dinner party, reported in the Albany Register by one Charles Cooper, 4 years after the election of 1800 to boot.